Hello everyone, my name is Sandra, and we are here finally after half a year with the study series Learning from the Pros. Today's episode 1, and it's all about Cassandra Jean Piedra. If you want to study along not just this artist but any artist that you want, you have here the syllabus that I will be following for basically every single artist in the series. Even though this one is going to be a little more extensive, but this is basically the gist. You can also get it down below through the link of my blog where I have a whole post dedicated to explaining a little bit more of this study in case you want to see a little bit more of the art rundown. But with that, let's get to it.
So after you gather the pieces that speak the most to you from your preferred artist, you are going to pick one, either the one that you find the easiest, the one that you like the most. Try not to be too overachiever because it's going to be a lot to process at first. So I would recommend something that it's fairly simple for you, but not so easy that you're done like 2 minutes. And I want you to replicate it using as many tools as you need. So if you need to trace the image first and then do the line art or whatever it is on top of that, or maybe trace just one little thing, if it's color picking, whatever you need to do it. What I want you to do is be familiar with the piece, because trying to replicate someone's art and learn from it, because in the end we're trying to replicate it so we understand their thought process of creating a new piece. So it can be very daunting unless you are following the instructions of the artist in real time. So in this case, replicate it just to get familiar with the piece. After that, you replicate it again, but just by yourself. No color picking, no tracing, just as much as you can do, be mindful of where you put the lines, measure with, your pencil or just through your eyes. But try to be as mindful as possible. Take your time. There's no rush to draw all of this. So take your time, pay attention where everything falls. Remember, you're doing the second part of the exercise just by yourself with no guides, no anything. And try to get as close as the reference picture as possible. Once you have gathered all the pieces that you want to study from, pay attention to the shapes, the composition, the colors, the level of render, just to get a grasp of what the strong suits of the artist that you admire are. So later on, it's going to be easier for you to discern what you want to implement on your own art style. For example, for me, when I was doing the exercise of observing their art style, I realized that there is a slight gradient on the faces. Even though most of Cassandra Jean's art is flat tones and cell shading, the faces tend to have a little bit of an airbrush, so there's a little bit of a gradient. And I paid attention to the line art and the type of brush that they usually use, what type of color palettes they use the most often. So those little details that make someone's art their art. And also I paid attention to the composition, because one of the reasons that I love Cassandra's art, and one of the things that I want to learn from, is the storytelling. They do an amazing job at telling stories and conveying emotions and creating little worlds with their art piece. And I realized that they use, I don't know if knowingly or unknowingly, but a lot of triangles, like a triangle composition to get the focus of the piece pretty often. And once you have a guideline of all the things that you notice from it, you have to pay attention of what you want to implement in your art. One of the points in the syllabus is applications of their art. So in Cassandra's case, also because I know their artwork, I know it's mostly, storytelling, and it is comics or graphic novels, etc., etc. So I know it's going to reside more on the storytelling rather than, like concept art or advertisement or, I don't know, simple illustrations. There are always something deeper to it. Which gives us our next point, which is the applications of the style for ourselves. So for me, something that I would like to add to my art style, it's better compositions and color palettes that feel more tied together, kind of like what they do, and the stylization for my storytelling. So when I want to tell my little stories, or if I want to make slice of life comics or whatever it is, or even animations, I love how Cassandra quickly expresses so many feelings with very slight lines and very what it looks like quick lines. It might be quick to the eye, but I know it's not quick for you to learn this style. It's the combination of so many years of their art journey. I've been following Cassandra's art for so many years, and I've been through so many stages of their art, and I know that the style that they have right now is the process of so many drawing hours. So while we see that it's like a simple drawing because it's just a couple lines, it has so much work behind it. That's why it's also difficult to just study it at once in a study session. But it's something that I want to eventually get better. So I studied their expressions and a little bit of the line work. What things do they simplify? What things do they keep a little bit more detail? Things like that. So the goal in the end is develop a style with a similar characteristics, as in, again, mostly flat colors, paying attention to where the lines are, so like more minimalist lines to kind of ish, and apply the composition and color. Not it doesn't have to be exactly their color palette, but the idea of what type of colors they use, and if they use a wide range or a small range of colors, but there's a lot of subtle differences, which in the first exercise I noticed that even though most of the artwork was the wood from that little balcony area, whatever it is, there's so much wood, but there's so many shifts in the hue, and you don't fully see it until you pay attention to it. So I started studying all the elements that I wanted to adapt, which is, for example, how they do the hair, like how they simplify the hair, but at the same time it feels so rich. The type of color palettes they use, and I tried, for example, picking myself the colors from an artwork, and then picking the colors straight from the artwork and see how close I was or not, to see if I could understand it. I also suck at color theory. It's something that I really need to sit down and study properly, but it's always so hard for me. And at the end, the last exercise, even though in the syllabus is draw things but adapting all these elements, since I wanted to adapt so much as storytelling and things like that, instead of doing my normal art style, I tried implementing, flat colors, a little bit of triangle composition, and a more cohesive color palette, things like that. So I ended up drawing a piece that could mimic their art style a little bit to see how much I understood their art process. Obviously, it doesn't pass as a Cassandra art style piece, which that's not the goal. The goal is not imitating someone, but learning from the process. That's basically how I ended this series. And in the end, I did feel like some of my art decisions moving forward after these few weeks studying, I could see some of those things that I picked up from studying Cassandra showing up in my normal art style. Again, it's not a night and day I study someone, I immediately draw like them, and it shouldn't be like that either. But it is a way to expand your not only your knowledge of art through the lens of another person, but also different art styles and different techniques in a little bit more of a autonomous way rather than someone telling you what they do. Sit down and actually pay attention and think how they would do it, because I feel like it makes you way more involved in the study. And with that, the episode came to an end. This was more than 5 hours of footage and way more hours of actually actively studying. I tried to make it as digestible as possible.
I think this is a good exercise to really, again, learn and put yourself in the shoes of the artist that you want to study from. It's not just, oh, I grab one picture and I try to replicate it. It's more, okay, let me actually sit down, think what I want to adapt or I want to learn from their art and their process and implement it in my own art style. I'm counting on getting better at filming these videos and structuring them better and all that stuff. But again, it took me 6 months to finally get this out. The only way for me to get better at also showcasing what I study and how I study is just putting it out there. So I hope that this was helpful in some way. Again, more information and the actual art that I created throughout the whole studies sessions is going to be down in my blog. It's going to be the first link that it's going to show up. You can get the syllabus there also, and see you next time. I don't know when that would be, but see you next time.